Up guys, week, and yeah, let's get to it. So well, in this video I'm actually going to be showing you all the mistakes, the dings and dongs of trading. Trading actually isn't as easy as you think. It's really boring, so yeah, and this is why I trade these setups, and how I go about the situations. Okay, so I made 800 bucks on demo, and look at this. Um all right, where do I find that? Okay, so you know what, I really don't see it, but it should be somewhere there. Trade, trade. Okay, all right, so where's channel? That channel I'm actually looking for. Nah, you know what, let me put it this way. So okay, history. Alright, so I made 873 bucks on demo, trying to practice for, you know, the big picture that I have on trading. And let me tell you something, it's actually not easy as I think, because I'm trying to follow my system, and my system tells me that I should, whenever I make 800 bucks, it was really aggressive, but whenever I make 800 bucks that particular week, I am no longer trading any setups. As you can see, I made 800 bucks on this setup, and this one, this one, this one. And take note that these are different trading days, okay? And yeah, when I reached my target for the week, I simply closed the charts and never went back to see if there were any, you know, any opportunities for that day. And to my surprise, there actually was. So here's what actually happened. If you can see that I made most of my profits when I was buying, okay? And you must probably be asking yourself, like, where did I exactly buy? And well, let me just be transparent with you and show you that I bought at this level, somewhere around here, and sold at that line there, at this white line, okay? Really, it wasn't much, something that much, but because I was trading gold, over here, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Cause who doesn't want to trade gold? Okay, so well, now it just gets interesting because it's kind of difficult, like it's not easy for you to like see a setup and just literally on purpose not take it, because here's how my strategy goes. Like my strategy goes like, let me delete everything, delete this, delete this, delete this, right, and this. Okay, so my strategy is simple. I simply look at the overall trend, right? The trend is to the upside, but we have this spike down, this big spike down, right? And now what I do is, okay, I see that, okay, price is at that point. Now let me see how I actually will enter this market strategically, right? And I come and take a horizontal line and mark the recent high, and I take another horizontal line and mark the recent low, right? Okay, now that I've marked the recent low, I then check for areas which price reacted off sensitively, like massively, like where price is making those impulses, like is resisting to pass through that zone. For example, like somewhere over here, price didn't pass and go all the way down from here, and price also didn't manage to come all the way from where up here to some sort of resistance level, right? Okay, now I see that we have a resistance zone which is right there, right? I then scale down to lower time frames, maybe the 1 hour, and in the 1 hour you can literally see it's like now we have a bigger picture. Look at this. Price touched our zone and it went to the upside. price touched this zone and it went to the upside. It started consolidating, some sort of hesitation that was happening up there, and as that some sort of hesitation was happening, you see that price drops. And as it is dropping, it doesn't go all the way down. And on the 1 hour time frame, that particular area is now my second point of interest, right? So here's what I do. I come here and I take my rectangle and then I highlight the zone. It's kind of simple and straightforward. I highlight that zone and I extend this zone all the way to the current price, right? And as you can see that now that I've highlighted that area, you see price also returns to that area and that's rejecting off of that area, right? All right, good. Now that we have this rejection, we can see that also price pushed all the way from that zone which we recently marked. Price pushed all the way from here and all the way from here. But all of a sudden, now we have some form of hesitation that is happening or around this area. And that hesitation is being caused by, if you look closely, this high over here. Price is literally rejecting off of the high. The more the touches that were made on that particular zone validates the zone, okay? And because we have as many these zones, all of these price action which is going towards the zone and rejecting, and that actually validates my zone. Now look at this is where the fun part begins. You have to be patient on this one because you have to wait and see how price reacts off of this particular zone, and more often than not it's going to reject going to the downside. Now that today is a weekend, it's a Saturday today and the market is closed actually, so I won't be able to actually demonstrate this idea like in theory. Now we wait for price to we see how price will reject off of this zone, and if you can see that on the 1 hour time frame from this particular zone we are bullish. This means that when we scale to lower time frames, we must see some form of either a rejection because we see that price wicked out of our zone. We should see price showing us rejection patterns. Okay, now scale down to the M15 or rather the M30. Okay, and you can see from the M30 price is literally rejecting. Look at this. Price came all the way to our zone and now it's rejecting nice and cleanly. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 touches and 4 touches if we are to count the ones at the back over there, right? Look at this. Now price is showing a sign of rejection. Now, as we all know, when price rejects, it should reject to a zone and retest, but more often than not it does not reject because this is gold. It should do a pattern like this one. You see what happened here? Price broke and rejected off of the zone. Now it retested the zone and went below it again. Okay, and okay, maybe this I'll need to do this. All right, now that we have that zone, let me highlight it with some form of rectangles that you can see that is our sensitive zone, our sensitive level. Okay, now interesting, isn't it? Okay, now that we have that particular area, we also mark out this low over here because price rejected off of this low more than one time. This simply makes the price seem like it's ranging, isn't it? Now, okay, price is ranging. Okay, now what's next? We flip to the M15, and to the M15, this is where we put our entries. Excuse me. This is where we put our entries, and if all goes well, like how it just did, price is supposed to break and retest that and then continue to the downside. But now that because it did not retest the zone, I wouldn't probably enter even though I knew that price was going to the downside because it is a much riskier trade. Like I would rather wait for price to retest the zone and then just taking the trade and end up losing. See, it's kind of interesting. Like I put my 0.5 there My stop loss just above this zone, just above this zone should be that's too much, too many points to be precise actually. And then I wait for price to reach this zone, and then my take profit is at this recent low or this one over here, right? Because most often the node price is going to reject all the way to the downside. Okay, now look at this, look at what happens then is price will go and retest the zone. I'll enter there, and as I'm entering at that particular price will reject, and my second take profit would be set up around this level right here. This is my first TP1 will be around that level, and my TP2 will be around this level. Okay, this is exactly what I did for the other trades, but not to say like I'm a pro, but as a point, like viewing this as from a point of discipline, like you know that you made a lot, but then you still want to make more. That's kind of, it's not something that everyone can do, but because I was able to do it, maybe you guys can be able to do it too. So now I am simply practicing to be like the emotional management, like also the discipline, the consistency, and I'm literally trying to manage all those types of emotions at the same time. Okay, it's not easy because literally you would see me posting like those 10K screenshots, bro. I'm still practicing. I'm not yet on a live account, but I'm practicing demo, and so far so good. And I'm pretty sure when we buy our first funded account, it's going to be quite interesting because we don't have to rush anything. Slow and steady does it. Okay? Like so I heard this other quote that says motion must be forced. Shout out to you, Daniel. And yeah, in theory, it actually makes a lot of sense. Motion must be forced, bro. And yeah, I will literally do this all day until until everything goes like to the back of my mind before I like now. Even now, when I enter the markets, like my strategy is at the back of my mind. I literally know what I am supposed to do for that particular trade. I never enter a setup without any confirmation or any bias. Like I would strictly follow my setup, my plan or my system, right? I'll simply strictly follow my setup because like the in out of 100 trades, I am pretty much sure that price will literally not turn me down on that one because like I follow my plan all the way. Like this is the setup that I use. Like it's kind of simple because I don't really have to like rush anything. I'm waiting for price. Just that patience is what I see most traders like. I'm a beginner, so I don't speak from a perspective of like I'm a pro or something. No, I'm a beginner, just like everyone else who's watching. If you're a pro, please leave a comment saying I'm a pro. Yeah, shout out to you guys because you went through the same. And I don't have a mentor, so I'm using YouTube, self learning. It's kind of going to take a long time, but yeah, who knows? See, and out of this video, your biggest takeaway that you should take from this video, from me especially, that I'm a beginner, you should not rush the process. Just trust the process, bro, and follow your plan. Stick to your plan, like religiously follow your plan. Like me, like how I do it. These setups literally show themselves. Like, bro, you see this? We can go to the past, like, and see. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame and delete these, right? And we can come maybe somewhere here. See, so what I simply do is I come and I mark out the recent high and the recent low. All right, the recent high, no, I mark out the recent low high and the recent low. And no, this is not okay, somewhere here. the recent high is somewhere over there. All right, now that we've marked that, let's scale down to the 1 hour time frame and we go back to where we marked our zones. Okay, so this is the low and this is the high. It's kind of simple and straightforward, you know. And now, oh, my mistake. Okay, for my mistake, right? And then we look for price where it's like rejecting off of insanely and some form of rejection that is happening on that particular level, right? And in this instance, it is this area, right? And maybe it would be okay to mark out this area also. I try to keep my charts not too crowded per se, but I try to keep them as clean and neat as possible. All right, so now we scale down to the 1 hour time frame and we go back to the price where we marked out these zones, and we marked out this. You see price is rejecting, and when it breaks it retests, and as it retests, my strategy also includes fair value gaps. If I forget to tell you that, right? You see price makes this fair value gap. As it is coming to retest this zone, it also is coming to retest the fair value gap, right? And it rejects off of it insanely with immense selling pressure coming to the downside. And as it is creating that selling pressure coming to the downside, there are other fair value gaps that are being created along the way, right? What I simply wait for is for price to come and retest the zone or the fair value gap and then continue to the downside or to the direction of wherever it wants to go. So it's simple like that. I only enter after a break and retest and then another confirmation. Like for this move, I would see that price rejected off of this zone, right? There's this area over here, this area where price rejected off of. Okay, price rejected off of that zone. I would also expect for price to be much more resistant towards that zone, which it actually does. Starts slowing down when it reaches that zone because it's also reaching that level which we saw there okay, it starts slowing down once it reaches this level over here, right? All right, we've got that zones, we've got everything. Now what? How would you know that the market is going to continue to go bullish? All right, if I were to see that the market is giving me bullish signs, I wait for price to break out of the zone and then come and retest the zone and then I enter. Literally, it's as simple as like it applies to all of the pairs. Like it breaks out, retests, and then goes to the direction. Literally, I only trade a maximum of 3 pairs. 3, bro. It's XAUUSD and it's this one I added it yesterday just to check how price was reacting. Okay, USD euro, it's gold. Let me actually show you nicely. Okay, it's gold, GBP, JPY, GBP, USD only. Those are my top 3 pairs. Like if you can check on, let's say GJ for example, you can see I also did my analysis on this one, and like, bro, everything's going according. I even use trend lines just to be sure. Like its price comes to my zone and rejects off of the zone. As it is rejecting off of the zone, it comes and retests that particular zone, whereby it gives me a signal for me to enter. For this one, you see price showing us these rejection patterns. We saw long wicks, very big wicks, and all that type of stuff. And well, I could go all day long into this strategy, but well, for this video not to be too long, is my let me wrap up this video and show you what I learned along the journey. Like so far, what am I learning, the takeaways, and everything that comes along with wanting to be a day trader. Well, let me be honest with you guys. What I learned in this video, like not in this video in particular, like in my whole trading career, I literally, like, I was trading, when is it last year December? Yeah, it was last year December when I funded my first $20, right? it has been like 1 year for me now since I've been trading demo, and I thought I should find my live account, and I did. I funded myself $20, right? Because I really don't have that much of capital, and I'm starting from the ground up, all that type of stuff. Kind of, yeah, interesting, but I funded myself $20, and following my strategy and following my plan, I flipped it to $40, right? And as it reached $40, notice what happened. I blew the account. Why? Because I was greedy. I did let my emotions take control of my decisions. That was a lesson that I learned from my live account. And now that I funded my live account, and then I blew it. Now I'm like, okay, let me try and trade demo and treat it as though it was a live account. Like, all those emotions really do kick in, bro, when you start telling yourself that that demo is your live account. Like, right now, I'm less emotion. Like, I execute with less emotion. Greed, I literally don't let greed, like, on top of everything else, I really don't let greed take control of how I trade and how I think. Really, I want to make sure that everything is actually crystal clear for me, and my mind is on the sharp, is as sharp as it can be, right? And bro, trust me, whenever you trade, just try and not be emotional about your decisions, because you will regret, bro, monetarily. Literally, I was right about the direction. If you think about it, gold was trending to the upside, right? And I was like, okay, gold is going to buy, so now let me go full margin, right? I went all in on my small account, not knowing that I was over leveraged. And tell you what, the market took me out just before the big move, and the big move went directly to my like, look at this. I think it was around these areas where price was, when gold was, no, it's not September, it's definitely around November, December. November, December, somewhere around here. You see, I was like, okay, gold is going to buy. And tell you what, I went all in on this, like, all in on that move, right? All in, like, risked my entire account, and before I knew it, market literally stopped me out, blew my entire account balance zero, and the big move takes place. Man, I don't want to lie to you, I was super emotional at that point, but who knew? Trade, that's part of trading. Like, when you learn from your mistakes, you see. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up so that more people can see this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so I can see more in depth of my journey from here where I am right now to me in 5 years. Who knows, maybe we won't be in the same place, that's for sure. So yeah, see you on my next video. Peace, bro.